Let's talk about Justin Fields and the New York Jets because the New York Jets have agreed to bring in Justin Fields for 2 years, $40 million. $30 million are fully guaranteed on this deal. For one, I will say this. If it doesn't work out in year one, you can easily move off of Justin Fields. This is a good contract for both sides. Justin Fields is getting $30 million, and if it doesn't work out with the Jets, they can move off of him with little to no dead cap space in terms of being hit with a huge cap hit. This is a situation for the Jets. They want a dual threat quarterback. And Aaron Glenn is your brand new head coach. He wants to take control of this organization, and I don't blame him. We've seen the New York Jets over the last few years. You had Zach Wilson. You had Aaron Rodgers. Now you're bringing in Justin Fields. Justin Fields is still a young player. He was never put into a good situation with the Chicago Bears. And the one thing with the Bears that was always consistent, they were always atop of the NFL in terms of rushing because of the legs that Justin Fields has and the fact that they had a very good running back playing alongside him. You have Breece Hall, had a down year this year. He hasn't been the same player since he tore that ACL, but the upside is still there with Breece Hall. I like him a lot, and you have Braylon Allen. I like this coaching staff a hell of a lot more than the last coaching staff that they had with Robert Saleh. Then you had Todd Downing calling plays, the whole Nathaniel Hackett situation with Aaron Rodgers. This is them moving into a different direction, and I love it. They already told Aaron Rodgers, we're not going to bring you back. They want to get younger at the quarterback position. Now, I will say this. Justin Fields is far from being perfect. This year in a game manager role with the Steelers, he went 4-2. Then they yanked him out of the starting lineup in favor for Russell Wilson. But you saw some of the potential there with Justin Fields in the right situation with a defensive head coach. That is what Coach Tomlin is. That's what Aaron Glenn is going to be. They don't need Justin Fields to go out there and have 30 passing touchdowns this year. The most passing touchdowns that Justin Fields has had in his career in the season, they're relatively low. The most that he's had was in 2022 when he had 17 passing touchdowns to 11 interceptions. The turnovers, they will make you scratch your head. He only had one interception this year with the Steelers, and it wasn't on him. He threw the football across the middle of the field. It came out of the receiver's hands. It popped up in the air. It went for an interception against the Chargers. But when I look at Justin Fields, when you put him in that game manager role, that is what's best for him right now. He's not a top quarterback in the NFL, and I would have said the same thing if he re-signed with the Steelers. You don't want Justin Fields to go out there and have over 30 pass attempts in a game. I compare him to being a lighter version of Jalen Hurts, and Jalen Hurts is a better passer than Justin Fields, but he has similar upside to a Jalen Hurts. You build this team through the offensive line. You run the football RPO type of system, and you have Garrett Wilson on the outside, who is a true number one. He was up and down this year with Aaron Rodgers, but this is the thing with Aaron Rodgers. He didn't show up to training camp. He missed a lot of time. You know what Aaron Rodgers is about. He has 1 foot in, he has 1 foot out. So I look at Justin Fields. You don't have to deal with the media circus. He's not going to show up on Pat McAfee's show every single week. He's not going to go out there and bring in a quote-unquote circus, even though Aaron Rodgers has some solid moments this year for the New York Jets. But I don't expect for Justin Fields to go out there and have 25 passing touchdowns and put up a great season statistically, but he knows how to win in certain situations. And we saw this in a limited sample size with the Steelers. You lean on this defense. You don't have to spend draft capital on a quarterback. So you go through the NFL draft, you bring in the offensive lineman because they just lost Morgan Moses. He's now a part of the Patriots roster right now. He's going to be playing at that right tackle position. You still have Elijah Vera Tucker, Tyron Smith at the left tackle position. He's a veteran. He can't stay healthy. You have Olu Fashanu. That's who you drafted in the first round. He could play the tackle position. So the Jets, they still have a lot of problems with their offense. But adding in a dynamic player like Justin Fields, I like the move. You have Breece Hall also, Garrett Wilson, Allen Lazard. I imagine that he will not be on this roster for too much longer. That was an Aaron Rodgers guy. And it was a lot of reports that they were going to go out there, they're going to target him, whether they brought in Aaron Rodgers or not. Allen Lazard has not been a good wide receiver with the New York Jets. He was better off with the Green Bay Packers. And now look at Allen Lazard, you push him off. So this is a team. They need to address the wide receiving position. They need to address the offensive line spot, but you have Garrett Wilson mixed in with Justin Fields. They got to play together in college. And that was a huge driving force and why he wanted to come over to the New York Jets. He wants to go out there and play with his friend. Once again, I can't hate on that. And this is not a similar situation to Davante Adams following Aaron Rodgers around. But when I look at the defense with the Jets, this is where their money is going to be made. Now, DJ Reed, he's no longer here. DJ Reed is now part of the Detroit Lions. He just agreed to a deal. And that's a very good move for the Detroit Lions. But you have good players still on this defensive side of the ball with Jermaine Johnson, who missed majority of the season towards Achilles. He's their best pass rusher. Quinn Williams, very good defensive tackle. In terms of going back there and stopping the run and getting to the passer, he's one of the best defensive tackles in the game. You have Michael Clemens, 4.5 sacks on the season, 1 forced fumble. You have Will McDonald. I like his game a lot also. 10.5 sacks, 2 forced fumbles. They could use another edge rusher in the first round, but I would really try to go out there and bring in an offensive lineman. This offensive line has been abysmal over the last 5 years. You have to bring in some pieces up front to help out Justin Fields. Because if you don't, you're going to be putting him in a similar situation that he was in with the Chicago Bears. Justin Fields is better off when he has enough time in the pocket, when he can play on schedule. You don't want him to become that turnover machine that he once was with the Chicago Bears. That's what you want to get away from. And I look at the play calling with the New York Jets. We'll see if this offensive coordinator can go out there and bring the best out of a quarterback like a Justin Fields. But I look at Quincy Williams, very good player. Sauce Gardner, still one of the best cornerbacks in the NFL, had a down year this year. But once again, you fire your head coach in Robert Saleh early in the year. You have Coach Brick being an interim head coach. He was not ready to be a head coach just yet. He did not do a very good job in terms of using timeouts and managing the game. So when I look at what the New York Jets have, they have good players. They're not a playoff contender by bringing in Justin Fields, but they're trying to really go out there and build this team in a brand new image underneath Aaron Glenn. I will give this a B+ signing because Justin Fields can be reckless with the football, but that upside is still there. And I said this yesterday when I talked about the Steelers with them bringing in DK Metcalf and they brought back Justin Fields. Eventually, you have to hit your potential in the NFL because if you never do, it is what it is. So there's only so many times that we can talk about Justin Fields. He may hit his potential. He may not. This could be a situation to where we compare him to being a quarterback like a Baker Mayfield, like a Geno Smith. They go elsewhere, a great change of scenery. But I will say this, Baker Mayfield, he had the weapons on the outside. He had Mike Evans. He has Chris Godwin. Look at Sam Darnold, Justin Jefferson, Jordan Addison, Geno Smith when he went to his team, DK Metcalf, Tyler Lockett. Then they added Jackson Smith-Njigba. And they have some solid running back options. I look at the Jets now. You only have a true number one. That's it. You only have one wide receiver that can win one-on-one situations in Garrett Wilson. And you have Breece Hall, who has had some big moments in the past. They still have a lot of work to do. But this is a good signing for the New York Jets. But let me know in the comment section below if you are a Jets fan. How do you feel about this move? And can Justin Fields find success with the New York Jets? If you're new to the channel, hit the subscribe button. If you like the video, hit the like button. Most importantly, I want each and every last one of you guys stay safe, stay positive. Thanks for the video, guys. God bless. Peace.